Arcane Season 2, Episode 3 is here. I can't wait to find out. The title has finally got the name right. If you want the fully unedited episodes of Arcane or any other series that we do, go to our Patreon page. The VIP tier is where it's at. Every series we do over there, fully unedited, because YouTube gets an edited version. It's about half as long, mostly because they'll take it down if we put the whole thing up. But they get still an edited version of each episode out on YouTube on Wednesdays and Saturdays for Arcane. You can go back and watch all the other episodes. But the cool part of the VIP tier on Patreon, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, they get the next episode ahead of time. So they're getting it days ahead of time of the rest. So if you want to support a channel in a really cool way and get some extra content, go over there. Album reactions too. We react to albums every time they come out. So that's a really cool community. And I've created chat rooms for each of the series that we're doing. Arcane has its own chat room. The Last of Us, another series we're doing, has its own chat room in there. And I go in there every single day to talk to people and answer the comments and all that great stuff. It has been a blast doing this as a mental health professional. I can't wait for Season 2, Episode 3. And without further ado,
I will lead a strike team into Zorn with 3 objectives. Locate Jinx, dismantle Shimmer, and neutralize any...
So cool. It's like she became her mother, not in the personality sense. I really appreciate and enjoy Caitlin. She is one of my favorites. Still in the top 3, Jinx, Vi, and Caitlin. Top 3 in order of who I really like the most. But the way she does this and takes on that command, I think is really cool. Locate Jinx. We're going to get rid of Shimmer, so it's not even an issue anymore. And to take out anybody who is loyal to Silco so that we can wipe out the, that entire element of him trying to take over things. Pretty cool.
Inefficiency has led to the air becoming increasingly toxic. They call it the gray. I've instructed our architects.
I gotta see this because these are like the secrets. This is like her mom who has this secret code with this key thing that opens up all the secrets you need to know. I haven't heard about that, calling that toxic air the gray. And the fissures, are those down the people underneath? Look at the drawing here though of how all the tunnels or the kind of streets, I guess, so to speak, work.
Devise a ventilation system. The people of the underground deserve to breathe.
Oh, wow. So her mom was like, I want to be able to help them. They deserve to breathe. They deserve clean air. We need to find a ventilation system that will help go down in there and help them have more high quality air so that they can be healthier and happier. This is a cool thing because I didn't always see that in her mom. It's kind of like, forget them. We're up here. We're fine. But nope. Yeah. What in the world? This is part of the ventilation system, right? With fans, and that fan is stuck. Did this person stick that fan like on purpose? Because it's like being hung on a cross upside down. Whoa. It's like Peter in the Bible. Like, wow, who did this? Oh, don't tell me it's a Jinx trap. Jinx. Man, I wish I could work with Jinx a little bit to settle things down so Jinx didn't feel so fearful of being attacked all the time, fearful of being abandoned, fearful of being manipulated or tricked, all the time. And so Jinx is constantly, I think Jinx is constantly looking over her shoulder to see who's coming to get her or who's going to let her down. In other words, who can I count on in this world? Nobody. So these people, they're coming to get me. And obviously she's either gotten wind of it or she knows that's probably the next step with everything that's happening. So she's the one that's setting up almost, I don't know if it's this trap or what, but all these things swinging around with the dolls, which kind of to me are like the voices in her head and all the different personalities going on with her. Some people could actually probably try to diagnose Jinx with multiple personality disorder too. Even though she doesn't switch into the personality, she talks to them more, which people would think schizophrenia or something. And obviously I thought borderline. There's a lot that could go on there, but they keep that character so interesting. And look at all the things flying around and they don't seem freaked out. Oh, Maddie. Like, this is way over my head.
Thanks. I thought I was a goner.
You're Smeech's man.
Was. Not anymore. Name's
Smeech's man. My name's He Not. That's so Jinx, just tying him up there and then setting that trap just as a message. Like, hey, signature.
Sorry, it's the gray. It gives me that.
Tell us how you wound up here.
Hey, wait. Jinx is off the rails, even for her. She was headed towards the old tunnels. Something about rerouting the fence.
Wow.
This is it then. Cuff him.
Hi!
What we've trained for.
Can I get a minute?
What is happening? A softer side of Vi. I wonder if she is going to talk to Caitlin about Jinx and like where she's at mentally at this point. A lot of people can complain about like, Tom, just let the show run and watch it. But I want you to know kind of what I'm thinking as it goes so that you can match it with what you've seen and see how it turns out. Because my thinking here is that Vi's going to say, you know, my sister has had a really hard life and a lot of trouble, a lot of loss, a lot of abandonment, not in those words, but can we please be careful with getting her and not just go in to destroy her, and also recognize that she's very scared at this moment. And maybe if I can be the one to approach her, we have a better chance. Let's see.
People have lost their heads for less.
Man, she's brutal.
So tell me, Amar,
Ambisa.
what does a member of Piltover's Merchant Guild want from me?
Oh boy, my job.
What you've stolen is more precious than any gold.
It's they like their two powers or something. Amara's in control of some other place that, you know, they're all jockeying for who's going to get ultimate control. And is it Ambisa? She is like, she's too cocky for her own good. I think she's too, her ego's so inflated. You talk about narcissism, like that's, you know, but you in a leadership position like that, you have to be relentlessly strong with your ego and with your sense of competence. Otherwise, you would be taken over and destroyed. So I get that. I see that. But she is really like, just doesn't stop with the takeover and the power, and we know what to do and I have the answers. But Amara comes in, she has some magical power, man.
My son is dead.
I haven't insulted your intelligence, Ambessa.
Oh,
Do not
Ambessa.
insult mine.
Try to stop me, insolent witch.
These two are something. Look at that. The power that they have to overcome this. It's like two witches going at each other here that are just, each of them have powers that are equally as destructive. Oh no. Oh no.
My death means nothing. You should have given up the feud.
We need control now.
Solo isn't ready. Perhaps it's time we involve Mel.
No. We must distance ourselves.
Her disappearance won't go unnoticed for long.
Yeah.
It's worse than that.
Oh boy.
I think we should cut the others loose. Listen, if that He-Not idiot is telling the truth, Jinx is gonna have surprises in store for us.
Boy, very clever of Vi. You know, kind of part of this. Let's think about it. She knows Jinx better than anybody, Powder. And if we go in with all these forces, can you imagine with all the things she's got said? It's almost exciting for Jinx, but also threatening. And so she's going to fight even harder. But if it's just us, maybe we can go in and disarm her and talk about this before going in to just destroy everything.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let her get away again. Are you sure you're
My
right?
sister is gone.
Aww.
There's only Jinx now. I'm sorry, I can't bring her back, but please, just... Everyone in my life has changed. Promise me you won't change.
There it is. There it is. Oh my goodness. The confirmation of Caitlin and Vi. The connection was there all along. They both felt the same way. And now, here's the challenge, right? Now they're so emotionally invested and connected. Before they had this kind of tension and were like away from each other and like kept a little distance. But now it gets very hard to think rationally when you think about it. Have you ever been in a relationship or attracted to someone or wanting to get together with someone, but you haven't? You still have kind of a little bit of your wits about you. Once you get connected and those things change, that's unless people would tell me, look, they've been in a relationship all along, like they've like been sleeping together or doing whatever. I don't think they have up to this point, have they? They haven't shown any of that. But this sure confirms exactly where the two of them are. Vi at her most vulnerable. Please hear me. I am devastated about your mom and that Jinx was the one who created your mom's death. But somehow this has to stop right there. She's looking down. She's picturing, you know, when you get in this mode, she's looking down. She's probably picturing in her mind all the people in her life that she's lost, that she doesn't have around anymore. Parents, Vander, so many people. And Jinx, Powder, her sister. You've been this person, Caitlin. Caitlin's been steady the whole way, been straightforward, been who she is. Please don't change, which means I love you, I adore you, and I admire you. Like there's so much about you that I need in my life. I can't lose another person I'm this attached to. It's as if Vi is the weaker, more vulnerable one, and Caitlin's the strong one here.
I won't.
I'm always fascinated in shows like this, how in the middle of like this intensity, they start making out. It's like, we got other things on our plate. Look at that. Caitlin headstrong, Vi looking at her.
Out. Do you realize how easy it was for me to track you down here?
Well, I do own the place.
It's enough work propping you up without you dulling what few wits are left rattling around in there.
She's gotten no closer to Jinx, but that doesn't seem to steal the stars from anyone's eyes.
Perhaps if you hadn't let a child overpower you in your own chamber, rally every house and family with even a modicum of influence. Can you manage that?
Wait, for certain? Yes, of course. Whatever you need.
Good to see you again, Lest.
I'm out. Keeping
Who's
an eye on a
Lest?
counselor with peculiar tastes doesn't rattle me. But that woman...
You met my mother.
Everything's about that substance, you know? It seemed like the shimmer was green, but then this is purple. I always get confused with that, but they do it in tattoos. They have it where they're smoking it. It's so interesting compared to our world today, where it's like a substance that we have that helps us, you know, help. It's almost like a little vape here in the day for them. Who is Lest, though?
I don't know. They kicked me out before I could hear any of it.
Oh,
We
so
both knew
Lest
you
was
heard
there,
every word.
like an agent, secret agent.
Everything with my mother is a calculated risk. I'd love to promise your safety, but I can't make any assurances other than this. If my mother gets what she wants, the whole city will suffer.
We know who's really pulling the strings.
Sallow. So who is Sallow? Gone.
It's made with shimmer. Leaves traces on the body. That should be all you need to shut Sallow down.
Wow.
Patterns that would occur naturally where the border between our world and the Arcane is thin.
Runes like the ones you use in Hextech.
Pass me a tome. There, you sighed. Still a kind of language. A sound, but not words. Something raw, natural. That's wild runes.
That pattern is on my tree because you pissed the Arcane off with all your demands?
That's not what I...
Oh, the lad may be onto something.
We tested our Hextech under every conceivable condition for years.
This to me just lines up with like AI, you know, and how technology in our world can actually, it feels like overpower human thinking. Like it can become its own entity and outthink us who actually created it. And I hear this story and it's like, that thing has got a mind of its own and a power of its own that is beyond whatever it was before.
If there's some reaction taking place, how come we've never seen any sign of it until now? And why would it appear on a tree? Deep under. Ground.
Man, they're in the depths now.
I've confirmed Sallow met privately with members of several houses today. I should have been first to bring this to you. I promise I wouldn't have missed it.
Did you look into the other matter?
There's a rat's nest of misinformation surrounding your brother's passing. Whomever he crossed knows how to cover their tracks.
She's desperate.
Oh.
Which makes her all the more dangerous.
But she's not showing it.
What are we going to do?
Summon the apothecary. I'll want his opinion of this. And check in on Amara.
Must be at least 200 feet below the surface.
The entire structure is a channel, focusing the Hextech energy into a precise beam.
Kate, if you see an opening, take the shot.
Why?
How do you know so much about its design?
Read what I could, deduced what I couldn't. Plus, I didn't think the topside would trust anything that important below the surface.
Interesting in this series, though, how so many people have come to connect with and work with people topside in Piltover, like Echo with Jace and like Vi with Caitlin, that they are finding a way to merge, which shows that it is possible, but it takes such a coordinated effort because they've been separated and pitted against each other for so long.
These are the same utility ducts that carry our water and facilitate our ventilation, and that would explain it
Echo's
affecting
smart.
the tree. We're the ones that get played.
Oh boy.
What the...
Jinx!
Calling her out.
Finally got the name right.
Ah, so that's what it's all about, sister. You're finally calling me who I am, that you created. So let's have a little chat. Oh, Vi. What can Vi do at this point?
Don't you remember the old Jana bedtime stories Vander used to tell us? Miners trapped underground, air running thin. But then we used the Grey to clear the streets. Never thought my sister would turn Bluebelly.
Bluebelly.
Never thought mine would orphan kids. Done pretending you're my sister. You're not. You killed her. I'm not gonna let you stain her memory anymore.
This shows what she's saying is, my sister is still very much my sister, who's Powder. I'll never forget that, and who she is to me and who she was to me and what she's meant to me. You are not that person. This is part of what personality has changed in Jinx to make her who she is, where she almost can't let herself be vulnerable anymore. She can't let herself stop and go back into that because that's the weaker side of her that will be taken advantage of, is what she sees in her brain. So she's going to stay this course, and it is bent on destruction for everyone around her and even herself, which Jinx wouldn't even care about at this point, because that's what the world is you constantly get hurt and you hurt other people. That's how it works. So Vi's like, not playing your game. I'm not going to try to convince you to be Powder, because you're not. And if we need to have this fight, let's have this fight. The sibling rivalry piece, I know I'm making light of it here, but it's like that. Let's just have this out and do it and see who comes out ahead. And I'm willing to lose if I have to lose, but whoo, boy.
I just can't seem to die.
I know. It's like she's bent on self-destruction. Oh my goodness. She was able to create a mirrored effect like she's standing there. Caitlin's the best shot ever. Got her right in the forehead between the eyes, but it wasn't where she was really standing. And so Jinx is like, I know what y'all are doing. This is stupid. You think you're going to outsmart me? Oh, and no matter what I try to do, I can't seem to die. That's the self-destructive. Life doesn't matter to me anymore. I would just as soon die and be out of this misery, but I can't. So destruction follows me everywhere.
I know you're sweet on her.
Oh boy.
Hope you got a chance to, before.
Oh no, Jinx!
I'm ready.
Oh.
Is that a wild rune?
I have no idea what that is.
Look at this. Woo! Those eyes of like, oh my gosh. Part of her is glazed over and she just is who she is. And then part of her is still that sister in there. I'm telling you, she's still in there. And in moments of fear that could be the end, or this could be it, or I might be taken down, you see that powder in her that comes out like, oh my gosh, that's my sister. Like, wake up to it. What a song. It's almost, I can't hear everything that's happening in this song, but it's almost like you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Why would you invite all of this stuff into your world? Because this is what happens. You reap what you sow. And when you get involved with this, it's only going to get worse from here. Oh, Savika. These two teamed up, man, that's a brutal force. Savika there to destroy Caitlin. And Vi's tied up with Jinx. So this could be the end of Caitlin. I can't imagine this being the end of Caitlin, but she has no defense. There's nothing she could do at this point. Ah! Oh, no! Ah! Oh, no!
What have we done?
He touched it. Took her finger off.
Come on. I'm ready.
Oh no.
I'm glad it's you.
Kill your own sister. Well, that's not Maddie. Why am I saying Maddie this whole time? Oh my gosh, am I going to get flamed and torched on YouTube? I'm all confused. Okay. I kind of hope that doesn't get edited out for YouTube and it just shows it because people are like, you're so stupid. Like, how can you say it's Maddie? It's the little girl that was following Jinx. She looks a lot like Maddie though. And then I thought, wow, this little girl looks so much younger than who Maddie was, right? Maddie was the soldier. That was with Caitlin. But it's the little girl that Jinx found that was kind of enamored with Jinx. And Jinx was... Phew. But if Nick keeps that out of YouTube, all the people on YouTube are going to say, this guy's an idiot. Who would bother watching him? Look, the fact that I'm a little slow on the uptake, at 55 years old, trying to catch up with this show that has so many different angles is normal, I think. Give myself a little credit for that. But you are who's helping me get through this. So thank you for your understanding and compassion, because for the last 20 minutes, people have been laughing at me, ridiculing me. And the funnest on YouTube is when people comment during the show, like right when I screw something up, they go in and comment right then without watching the end. And what I always tell people is go to Patreon because you can see the whole episode. And eventually, I think I figure it out. But this is the little girl that was enamored with Jinx, followed Jinx. Jinx doesn't really, it's not like Jinx took her under her wing or anything, but Jinx is kind of like, hey, kid. And this little girl's watching this whole thing unfold, not wanting anything to happen to Jinx, right? Because it's almost like a little bit of her hero at this point. So at the moment Vi is going to kill Jinx, this little girl who's going to be a protector of Jinx, this little girl who has no power whatsoever, can step in and actually grab a gun and point it at Vi. I mean, first of all, it seems totally unbelievable. Second of all, it shows how this little girl is so enamored and drawn to Jinx that she doesn't want anything to happen to her, and she's willing to risk her own life for it. And thirdly, Jinx has got to be shocked because someone would care that much to try to jump in and save her. I mean, it's got to be blowing her mind away at this point. But what a turn of events. This little girl's been watching the whole time, hoping nothing happens to Jinx, and now Vi, and isn't that something how Jinx said, I'm glad it's you. It's finally time. Go ahead. I'm tired of this. I'm worn out. At this point, I think Jinx doesn't even like herself. Jinx doesn't even like who she's become. So she's ready to be done, ready to get rid of this, and ready to end this life so that she doesn't have to hurt anymore. Because think about it, in this world for Jinx, there's nothing worth living for. There's no attachment left anymore. There's nobody there for her. Everything's been abandonment and loss and pain. But enter this little girl who might just help her get out of this because Vi is about to do her in. I can't believe it. Caitlin shoots the gun out of the hand.
Move! Scram, kid! Kate! She's a child! Move! She's not getting away again!
Oh my gosh. This little girl is now a little girl, and I don't want to lose my attachment, i.e. Powder, who's lost every attachment and was in this position of I'm all alone, I'm all afraid, and you're all I have to cling on to, which was Silco. This little girl's like, I am not leaving this. This is my person. And she's been everything to me when I was all alone and by myself, even though she doesn't know it. And for Jinx, it's like, hey kid, what are you doing? Get off of me. She's still caught in the Jinx mode. But remember Powder, when she was at her worst and Vi had left, supposedly, and Silco stepped in. This is identical to that moment. Oh, what a scene here. And Vi's like, hold on a minute. This little girl may be able to help Jinx pull out of this a little bit and not be so bent on self-destruction. Oh no. Caitlin.
No, this isn't how it's supposed to.
Oh no. Savika pulled the switch. There's Maddie. You heard Jinx. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to go. I've got it set up to do whatever I want it to do. Like, I can have ultimate destruction, but this isn't how it's supposed to go. And I think in that moment, Jinx was actually considering, like, wait a minute. She was softening there, I think. She had this little girl hugged around her, latched onto her. But Savika, nope. Completely bent on self-destruction. Doesn't even matter. Jinx was about to turn, I think. I think there was a potential of having this work out. Goes from bad to worse, man. I keep thinking of Jinx. We're used to hell every day. It doesn't matter to us. Like, check it out. They're finally getting something on their end. Or they're thinking these are cool fireworks and cool colors and things like that. But I don't know if they know what it actually is. And yet again, I see another story for Jinx, even though Jinx isn't pushing the button, where Jinx is close to saving something or a situation is close to being saved, and Jinx is a part of destruction at that moment. Everything I touch breaks. You know, so close to things working out, and then destruction everywhere. Another Jinx story. Caitlin's like, I am not stopping until I get her. She's so mad.
You stopped me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had to.
Oh no.
I had the shot.
That was a kid. What's wrong with you?
I keep telling myself that you're different, but you're not.
Oh my gosh. She's doing exactly what Vi asked her not to do. Don't leave me. Don't change. And she's changing. Abandonment, attachment. I'm all alone. I put myself out there, and now look at what happens.
Laura, what's wrong?
What is this? Thing from Amara. She said she wasn't finished. Black Rose?
I've come to trust the expertise of Ambessa Medarda. You no doubt recognize the name.
There's Sallow.
Yesterday, I met with your guild merchant, Amara. We spoke of rebuilding, restoring
Gonna
this
tell
great
him?
city to its former glory. Fell upon us.
Oh, the people from the
I tried to
Undercity
save
there,
her,
right? Sure.
But the blade pierced her heart.
There we go. Just what Ambessa wants.
We must declare martial law. Appoint a general to lead until this threat is vanquished.
How about Sallow? Sallow's like, it's me. It's gonna be Mel.
Caitlin.
Oh, it's
Karaman.
What? Oh my gosh.
Vengeance for your son.
Rictus.
It's you.
Ah.
Come, child.
Something doesn't feel right here.
Your mother will have justice.
Gosh, what a bad time to step into that position. There's that guy. Always experimenting. What is that? Oh my goodness. Season 2, episode 3 of Arcane is in the books, and what an ending. What is Caitlin walking into, and what is Ambessa setting her up for? Because Sallow now is like, he is so mad. Like, what did you just do to me? And what a bad situation to walk into. Oh, what's happening here? Don't forget, fully unedited reaction to each Arcane episode over on Patreon, the VIP tier. Check it out when you get a chance. Great way to support a channel, but also a great way to get all the content, because on YouTube every Wednesday and Saturday, the next episode of Arcane comes out. But guess what? Also every Wednesday and Saturday, the very next episode comes to Patreon. They get it days ahead of when it comes out to YouTube. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. And we have chat rooms there for Arcane, and our latest series, The Last of Us, is coming out. So check that out too. Every Monday, a new episode of Last of Us is coming out on Patreon and YouTube. You don't want to miss it. Leave me your comments. Let me know. Just let me have it. Tell me everything that's wrong with my opinions of it, with the show, with what I got right, just as much, right? If you bring a negative, bring a positive, bring both to the table so that at least I have a little bit of something to hold on to. But as a mental health professional, this keeps twisting and turning and wrapping me up. And I feel disheartened that Caitlin and Vi and Jinx were so close to having come together and make this whole thing work. And now, nope, it's even further apart. Don't forget, mental health matters. We'll see you on the next Reaction Therapy.